One of the biggest limiting factors in our lives is the story that we tell ourselves. We can either play the hero or we can play the victim. And if you're ready to step into a bold new role for yourself, stick around for this episode because we're going to teach you 3 ways to reprogram your mind.
Hey, we're Britt and Chris Carmichael, and you're listening to the Elevated Life Podcast. Throughout the 13 years we've been together, we've never ceased in our endless quest to better ourselves.
We've studied top experts, philosophers, and gurus. After years of personal self-experimentation, we found the tools for shifting your beliefs, moving through fears, and developing a positive mindset.
If you're ready for a breakthrough, then you're in the right place because we're here to empower you to take control of your life with simple mindset shifts that create radical transformation.
We'll be diving into topics like personal growth, health, philosophy, spirituality, relationships, success, and mindfulness.
So create some space for yourself and get comfy. It's time to become the badass you were born to be.
This topic is a powerful one and one that Chris is so jazzed up about sharing. So I will let you just jump right into this.
Yeah, when you think about it, everything in our life, everything, all of it, all of life boils down to whatever is going on in between our ears. Now, the bad news is that your brain, from the time you're a little kid, has been programmed. We're interesting. It's always easy to think about the mind as a computer. It's very programmable. The problem is up until about age 11, all the programs that we get before then are cemented in there. The good news is that you can change that, and you can change any way that you're thinking. So if you want to move from a negative thought to a positive one, if you want to be comfortable speaking in public, if you want to have self-confidence, if you want to lose weight, if you want to do any kind of habit control or any kind of place where you say, you know what, I wish that I just had a different mindset about this. I wish I had a different mindset about success, about how I feel in my life. Everything happens inside the mind. And unless you master that tool, you're always going to be geared towards everyone else's whims and the whims of life. And you'll feel like, oh my gosh, why do I struggle so often? Why is it so hard for me to make these changes? We're going to show you 3 ways today to really start to reprogram that. So if you've been living on old programs, which on old habits that your parents gave you or your teachers gave you or your friends gave you or that horrible lover that you had when you were 17, right? If you've been living on their programs, it's time to take responsibility and get to a place where you decide, I'm in charge of my life. I'm going to control this machine. I'm going to give myself the best opportunity for the rest of my future.
So let's take a moment to tune in and check in with yourself and ask, are there any habits or limiting beliefs that are currently stopping me from reaching to that goal or that next level that I'm envisioning myself at, but yet I'm holding myself back with these negative thoughts, these bad habits? I say I want to work out more, but I'm getting on the couch and Netflixing and chilling at night. Like, what habits are you wanting to break? Because these 3 tools are going to help set that momentum and change, right? So I just want to say hello to everyone who's live. Let me know if you're watching live. Where are you watching from? Shauna says, hey, favorite humans. Hey, Sharon. Hey, guys. It's so nice to see you. I just love being here on the Elevated Life. And, with our upcoming masterclass inside the Elevated Life Society next Tuesday, we'll be teaching a live masterclass on reprogramming your mind and learning how to walk through the process of self-hypnosis. Because I don't know if you guys caught Woo Woo Wednesday this week, but it was on fucking fire. And one of the things that came up was like, well, how do I make these massive changes in my life? Well, I shared my secret. It was this guy. When I met him, the first month we started dating, he said, can I hypnotize you? And I was like, hell yes, that sounds awesome. And ever since then, 13 years ago, we've been on this journey of learning to reprogram the negative beliefs, the limiting labels, the shitty habits that we've picked up along our journey. And this is the one freaking tool. Mushrooms are awesome, but this is a tool that you can use every single day to take control of your own power and reclaim all of those habits that you don't really want in your life. You're like, I'm doing this habit and I don't want to do it anymore, but I don't know why I can't change, even though I know I want to change. Our conscious mind can know all at once, but until we tap into the subconscious mind, which is what we're about to share with you and dive deep into next week inside the society in our live masterclass, this is it. If you're looking for change and you've been having a hard time, you've been saying you want to change for 10 years and haven't made it happen, this is your answer.
Yeah, so let's talk about the first way to reprogram your thoughts. And that is, and we've all heard this one, is affirmations. Now, this to me is the least effective because it's really talking about repetition. You have to do it so many times. That's why a lot of people get excited, like, oh, I got this new affirmation book. And you go in there and you're saying stuff in front of the mirror or whatever.
I love myself. I like myself.
I like myself. I like myself. I like myself. But you have a subconscious, which is the biggest bullshit detector in the world. And it's saying, I don't believe that. I'm going to ignore that. But affirmations can work if you do them long enough. The problem with it is that, like, I don't want to struggle really hard. Like, there's no reason to have to do it every day, all the time, just to get a little bit of something. It's not very effective. So the second way is visualization, right? We've gone through affirmations. Affirmations are something that you can do on the quick term to get your mind thinking the correct way, but they're not very effective. The second way, visualization, is a lot more effective. You see a lot of NBA teams use this kind of stuff. It's picturing Olympic teams, NBA teams, Olympic athletes, any kind of athlete, really. A lot of teams are starting to incorporate this inside their mental training because they realize that it's not just about what can people do on the field and on the court. It's about what are they thinking. That's really what separates the A+ athletes, the absolute all-stars, from the people who ride the bench. It's what they're doing inside their brain. And so visualization is just mental rehearsal and practicing what you want to do in the future.
Are you ready to get off the bench? I mean, I want to be an A player, and that is why we created the Elevated Life, so that we could surround ourselves with other people who are looking to elevate their life. You know, makeup of the 5 closest people we keep. And Shauna says, you all need the Elevated Life. It's the best investment she makes all month. Mindset, empowerment, and taking courageous action. You know, it's not enough to know. You all know to love. You all know to be calm, to like go after your dreams. But are you actually doing it from a moment to moment basis? And if the answer is no, then there's some kind of mindset program you're running on that's stopping you from achieving your dreams. And the third tip is hypnosis. And all hypnosis is self-hypnosis.
Yeah, hypnosis is by far the most powerful. Visualization is excellent in the sense that you can start to picture a better future. And as you continuously practice that better future, you start to realize it more and more often because your mind goes, oh, that's what you wanted. Shit, I've been giving you the wrong thing for so many years. I've been programmed to think this way. That's why I was giving you this thing. Now with the visualization, it's so much better because I want to give you this thing now. But again, it takes so much practice. It's less practice than affirmations, but it's still quite a bit. You have to do it consistently day after day after day after day until you get it. And why I love hypnosis so much and why it is king dick, because you get directly to the subconscious. Mm-hmm. And when you change a subconscious program, everything about you changes instantly. And that's why this technique and this tool is so powerful. So many people are afraid of it. And I think a lot of times it's because people are so afraid of change. It's been super bastardized in the media and in movies, and that's really the only way we ever get a glimpse of it. But the truth about it is we're all in hypnosis all the time. We're always going in and out of these trance states. It happens every morning when you're waking up. You have that little in-between state, you know, that state that you love so much. You're like kind of awake, but not really. And you can really have these vivid, almost dreams, but you are in that waking state. And then same thing happens as you go to bed at night and you get into that. You also experience it when you're on the highway, when you all of a sudden go, did I stop at those last 5 lights?
Or when you're like scrolling for hours on your Instagram feed, you're like, how did that just happen? You're in a trance and you don't even realize it.
Yeah. And marketing people have figured this out.
Hold on. I just thought of something. It like clicked. You're in a trance while you're scrolling on social media and all this time goes by and you realize, you start to wonder, why am I feeling jealous or why am I feeling angry or upset or triggered? It's because you're in a trance state soaking in all this content. And if you're not surrounding yourself with like positivity, because let's face it, we're not all bright lights shining on social media, okay? There's a lot of negativity. So if you're in trance scrolling through negative shit, you're going to pick up that on a subconscious level and not even realize why you're in a bad mood because you just spent 30 minutes scrolling through your Instagram feed.
Yeah, so what happens when you go into a trance state, when you go into a hypnotic state, is those walls come down, just like Brit's saying on social media. So you scroll enough, what ends up happening is your conscious mind realizes there's no real content. It doesn't need to pay attention. So it goes out and hangs out to California and just leaves for a while. And so you're just left there with your raw emotions. And as you scroll, and you notice that you're in the state because every time you're in the hypnotic state or a trance state, time distorts. So that's why you can spend 45 minutes scrolling on your feed, but nothing really happened. It's because you enter that trance and you relax. It feels so good. It's why we watch TV. So all these things, and marketers have figured it out. They go, well, hell, while they're in that trance state, about 15, 20 minutes into it, I'll pop in a commercial. We'll talk about Charmin and how soft it is. We'll talk about Chantix and
then
stuff like
meanwhile,
that.
you like are buying a Snuggie and some Charmin.
You don't even know why.
paper.
Like, what is all this stuff? I just stocked up on Quilted Northern. What just happened? And so
that's how we roll.
Oh my God.
That was the
So
best.
marketers have figured it out. And therapists, the great therapists of the world have figured this out too. In the trance state, I like to call it the learning state. You're like, let's get rid of hypnosis because it's so...
It's like the word psychic. People get all bent out of shape, but we're all psychic. So why are we denying that magical part of ourselves?
We all have intuitions. We all know what's going on. And it's weird because this is really the learning state. If you've ever had a really phenomenal teacher, what they were able to do was to get you into this relaxed state because you learn so fast. This is why in our membership club, we are always doing this. We do 3 learning state sessions each time because we want people to be able to really absorb the information and then put it into their life immediately. What I love about hypnosis is that you can really program the mind so much to where all the behaviors become automatic. So when you go out and you're facing a thing that used to really drive you crazy, like for a lot of people, going out to a new situation or meeting new people or being around people who are successful or, the whole speaking thing freaks them out. They're like, approaching a person that you're really attracted to might freak you out. But when you do this enough, those behaviors just go away because you have in your mind is thinking, I'm confident, I feel good, I know how to talk to this person, I'm going to love them, I'm going to share with them. And all these things are just going on in your head going, you can do it. Hey, you can do it. Hey, we know you can do it. And so when you hear all those voices going on, supporting you, rather than the voice that says, they're going to reject you. You're going to be a failure. You're not going to be good at this. No one's going to like you. They're not going to be your friend. When you replace those kind of programs, think about what that's like. It's like taking the training wheels off of life and really starting to come into your full potential. But you have to get that right. You have to come into a state where you're doing these things on a regular basis and replacing those old programs. Like you don't need those anymore. Like as children, we needed our parents to tell us what to do. We needed authority figures. That way we didn't get hurt. We didn't cross the road at the wrong time. We didn't stick stuff in an electrical socket. We need that. We want to make sure we don't.
You're going to say something else.
we didn't burn the house down. But now as adults, we have to take that responsibility back and realize that our mind runs it all. The whole show is run by that guy. It's the difference on whether you wake up motivated or whether you just curl back into the bed the rest of the day, whether you end up depressed or whether you end up succeeding. It's all based on your mental mindset. And if you start to learn to affect that and start to learn to get the changes that you want, life becomes your oyster. It's literally like you've got a genie lamp inside you that you just have never been able to use.
True.
And as soon as you start rubbing it the right way, big payoff.
When you rub things the right way, it always pays off.
Oh, man. I love Fridays.
You know what's great about the Elevated Life Society is that we always have some kind of inappropriate joke that happens inside the live. So if you want to hang out with us next Tuesday inside the Elevated Life Society, then go to BrittanyCarmichael.com/membership so that you can start making these massive changes in your life. It is a mindset shift. It's like this. A miracle is described as a shift in perception. Right? What does that mean? That means miracles are in the mind. So if you know how to use your mind in the proper way to turn on that magnet for abundance or break free of all the fear, when you recognize that there are certain categories in your mind, and when fear crops up in your mind and this little corner of your mind, it's a trigger. Oh, that's my fear zone and that's not serving me. I don't need that. So you can automatically shift above it, rise above and elevate to that next level so that you can constantly have that courage to take the action that you're intuitively guided to take, because it doesn't stop. The cycle doesn't stop. You're going to be constantly guided every single day with the next step and the next step. And you're either going to choose fear or action. It's your call.
Get them.
Let's crush it, people. I'm ready to make these massive changes in my own life. And so I'm like ready to help wrangle everyone else's mindset and just jump on the boat and say, like, we're all headed north. We're all headed to that direction. Up and on is our saying. We say it all the time whenever there's negativity or anything that's holding us back. We just look at each other and we say up and on. Up and on, up and on. So if you're ready to go up and on, then join us inside the Elevated Life Society, where we teach every month for 90 minutes live. Whether you can make it or not live, it doesn't matter because you access all the replays. And there's over 65 videos inside the membership. So you can have every area of your life covered. We have made sure to go from bottom to top, spiritual to success, physical to non-physical. We cover all the different areas inside the society.
Yeah, and this is such an exciting topic. I really hope that you show up. If this is an area of your life that you've been needing help on, if you say, man, if I get my mindset right, I could run this show. It's true. It's totally true. I've been doing this work for this is my 19th year. 19 years.
You wouldn't believe he's that old, would you?
I mean, it has been over 10,000 sessions at this point, and
half of them were with me.
And we have figured out just the exact system that people need to get the fastest changes in their life. And next Tuesday, I'm going to show you guys all the secrets that I figured out. I'm going to show a simple way that you can be doing this on your own, because all hypnosis is really self-hypnosis. There's not really a hypnotist. That's BS. That's movie stuff. It's all about you can direct yourself, and you can give yourself the suggestions that you know you've always needed. Those affirmations that we all love, and we all love to post, and all the quotes and all those kind of great things inside the hypnotic state, they're finally powerful. So when you say, I like myself, I feel good about myself, I'm confident when I wake up, people love me, they want to give me their dollars, I come up with new great money-making ideas each and every day. Those things start to stick, and those things actually start to show up in your regular life. So if you want that, and you want to learn exactly how we do it and how I've been doing it with clients for so long, come join us. It's going to be...
Shauna says, skip the 3 Starbucks coffees and do this. We agree, Shauna, because coffee is acidic and it lowers your pH, which, we can cover that inside the Elevated Life. So if you're wanting to change some health habits, right? We have multiple master classes on how to transition to plant-based, how to lose weight. We cover it all inside the Elevated Life. And it's so much fun to connect with other elevators who are on that up and on mission, right? Because when you surround yourself with people who are rising, guess what happens to you naturally? You rise. So we're ready to rise together.
Up and on.
Yes, let's go up and on. Shauna says, comparison is the worst. And she said she walked into fear last night and felt like, hold on, I'm missing some words. And she feels like a new human today. So true. Just go through it. What is that habit that you're wanting to break? What is that change you're wanting to make? Think about it right now. And once it comes to you, and ask yourself, have I been successful? Have I made progress with this? And if the answer is not to your liking, then do yourself a favor and come hang out inside the society so that we can teach you how to create the tools to reprogram your own mind. We're not doing anything for you. It's up to you to do it. Like Chris said, it's self-hypnosis. And we're going to teach you how to actually record your own audio so that you can listen to your own voice. Because although we know you love listening to our meditations, and Chris will be actually launching a ton of meditations exclusively for the elevators this month on connecting to your spirit guide, past life regressions, all the things you've been asking us for. We're going to bring that out to you. But most importantly, when you listen to your own voice, as your guide, as the leader, you begin to make yourself the authority of your own life, and you stop looking to other people for permission.
You are the guru.
You are the guru. We are just the guides, and we hope to elevate you next week inside the membership club. Thank you so much for tuning in. I want to know, what was your takeaway from today? What is something you're going to change? Something you've been struggling with, something that you really want to make those changes. For me, it was getting to the gym on a consistent basis. I have struggled with that my whole life. And this year I made a promise to myself that I would show up consistently. And you know what? I have kept that promise. Aren't you proud?
Crushing it.
He should be proud, because he's the one dragging me to the gym for years. But I finally made that shift. I finally got clear and made a decision. And a lot of the times it's that lack of decision that's holding you back from making those changes that you want. So if you're ready to decide to go up and on with us, let's do it together. And we'll see you inside the Elevated Life Society. You can join by going to BrittanyCarmichael.com/membership. And we will catch you guys next week inside the society. And we hope you love this video. Tag a friend, spread the good karma. We appreciate all your love and support here every Friday on the Elevated Life series. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace. Enjoy yourselves.
Thanks so much for tuning in to the Elevated Life podcast. Want more? Join us at theelevatedlifeclub.com for mindset upgrades, lifestyle hacks, and spiritual tools to elevate your soul.
Each month features a new masterclass, meditation, yoga practice, and more to help you transform your life one step at a time.
Come join the 7 or Above Club.